you are, we're going to have some days where we will lose some stuff. But the good news is that God can sustain you in whatever chapter you're in.
Yes, sir.
I want to preach to you tonight to tell you, child of God, when you're losing stuff, you don't have to lose it, because you have a Father that if you keep your faith in him, he'll hold you in chapter 1 when everybody else thinks you're going to lose it. And I came to tell you that even when this day comes, the first thing you need to understand is that days come even when you have divine distributions, because it seems that the description that Job has of himself, that God gives of him, it don't match his dilemma.
Talk, sir.
Because some people say, well, Reverend, I'm good. I go to church. I pay my tithes. And stuff like this should be happening to me. Because listen to him. The text says he feared God. He shunned the very presence of evil. That word, eschew evil, literally in the Hebrew means to cause, to turn aside, to cause to depart, to remove, to take away, to pull away. He says, I didn't do any of that. He says, I was perfect, one who lacked nothing in physical strength. He was morally innocent. He didn't have those problems. He was upright, which meant he was a straight man. He cut it straight.
Talk, sir.
Matter of fact, it was about his fame. The text says that he was the greatest man in all the East. Then when you look at his family, he had 7 sons and 3 daughters. If you know anything about Hebrew history, you will understand that if you had the sons, 7 sons and 3 daughters, 7 and 3, if it was in your house, it was suggested that you have Hebrew favor. And then look at his flock, 7,000 sheep, that was the wool for clothing, 3,000 camels, that was the transportation of the day, 500 oxen for plowing, 500 she-asses for reproducing. All of this is going for him. This man is on the mountain, but all of a sudden, when we see these divine distributions, when we get to verses 9 through 11, we have the devil's dilemma.
Talk.
Because I can do well as long as I got divinity on my side, but what do you do when the devil is after you? And I'm talking to somebody here, the devil has been watching you. The devil, he's had you on his hit list, and you're saying, well, I don't have trouble out the devil. Well, he don't bother those whom he already has. I can't hear too well on this right side. I said, he don't have to waste bullets on those he already has in his possession. He don't have to waste time with those that are already his. But there are some others of us in here, the devil has been bothering us lately. Because the text says in verses 9 through 11, it shows us that the devil, he has a dilemma here. You remember God called a celestial being meeting upstairs. Satan had been walking with the angels. The angels are getting ready to go give a moment of accountability. But yet while they're giving a moment of accountability, the accuser shows up. And they had been he had been walking with the angels all along. And all of a sudden, before God started the meeting, he showed him that I'm the all-wise one. Satan, they may not know you, but I know you. All right. And couldn't you imagine that when God said, Satan, what are you doing here? Can't you see the shock on the angel's face? Satan is here. He said, well, Lord, since you called me out like that, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to and fro. I'm going up and down. I'm doing the usual. I'm seeking those whom I can devour. God shows him that you're not smarter than me. He says you're telling the truth, but you're not telling the whole truth. He said, as a matter of fact, your mind has been on Job. I can't get nobody on this left side. Your mind has been on my servant Job. Job has been in the eye of the adversary, and you need to understand that God showed him. Now, when you look at the original language of the text, it means that you set your heart on Job. You had Job on your hit list for a long time. He says, well, God, as a matter of fact, I've been trying to get at him, but every time I tried to hit him, I ran into your hand. Now that's about to shout me, because the good news is that every time the devil has been trying to come at me, that was only so close he could come because there was a divine stop sign. I had about 10 saints in here that can get happy about a sovereign stop sign. Do you think it's your 9mm? Do you think it's your machete? Do you think it's your alarm system? Do you think it's who you know and what you know and the people that's backing you up, that's been keeping you out of trouble? Child of God, Satan will take you and that stuff out. The only reason think about it. When he tried to hit you from the right, he said, don't even think about it. He tried to come at you from the left, he said, don't think about it. When he tried to come at you in your face, he said, Satan, don't. Is there anybody up in here that can give God praise tonight that God has been surrounding you, and that's why you give him praise? That's why you give him glory. That's why you give him honor, because I could have been taken out, but the Lord had his hands on me.